Hi, I'm the Mellow Filmmaker. I'm here to take the cynicism out of criticism. Now, for my channel, I want to mostly do reviews of movies and maybe occasionally TV shows. And I recently did a review for the TV show The Secret of Isis, which is a TV show about a superheroine that came out around the same time as the Wonder Woman TV show. I released it so it can cash in on Wonder Woman 84. And I was hoping it would just ride the surge and get lots of views. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm putting out hope. I put a lot of effort in that video. If you want to check out the video, but I thought about my channel, and I don't think it should just be reviews, because I think I should also do reactions. See, find videos online and react to them. And well, I was kind of seeing if my video showed up in the Wonder Woman search bar because it's kind of related and it's a longer video. I heard those get better in search results, but I didn't see it, which makes sense because it didn't get a lot of it hasn't gotten a lot of views yet, which makes sense. But I did see a video from a channel called The Quartering, and I saw its title. I saw its title, and it was sort of a title that baffled me. It was pretty much woke Wonder Woman tanks at the box office after lazily pushing feminism. And that baffled me for so many reasons, because it's okay, yeah, Wonder Woman 84 is not going to do well at the box office for many reasons. One, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. A global pandemic. People don't want to go see movies. And two, it's premiering on HBO Max. So it's premiering on a streaming service. So let's say you have a family of 4 and you want to go see Wonder Woman 84. Well, you could all get tickets to a movie, or you could just get HBO Max for 1 month for about $15. Yeah, you'll be saving money in that case. I'm glad Wonder Woman 84 is going in theaters, because not everybody wants to get HBO Max, and for someone like me, it's probably it saves money to probably go to a movie theater. I'm considering going to go see Wonder Woman 84 in a drive-in theater this week. I know it's got mixed reviews, but I'm still kind of curious, because for many reasons, but that's not relevant. What's relevant is that I was just baffled by this title. I was also baffled because it's most people with half a brain would understand that Wonder Woman 84 is not going to do well at the box office for the reasons I mentioned. And while it didn't flat out say that it was because of feminism, it definitely was setting up a correlation there. A correlation that just doesn't make sense. And so I went ahead and checked out this guy's channel. I didn't really watch any of his videos, but I just looked at his videos titles, and many of them seem to be anti-SJW nonsense. He likes attacking Brie Larson. He likes complaining about woke culture, and he kind of likes attacking female celebrities a lot. And he also made a video about why he voted for Trump as a liberal gamer. And it's looking at the title of your videos, I'm not surprised you're voting for Trump, because you kind of come off like a bigot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you just come off that way, but you're kind of coming off as a bigot. But my real question is, how could you possibly pass yourself off as liberal? Maybe he's a fiscal liberal and a social conservative. And the other big question I have is, why do you feel the need to mention that you're a gamer? What does that relevancy has to do with you voting for Trump? And so I went ahead and screenshotted the title of this video and posted it on my Tumblr. Yeah, I know. And it got a decent amount of notes. And some people told me other things about this guy, which I did double check. And apparently this guy got banned from Magic the Gathering tournaments for harassing and encouraging harassment of a female cosplayer. And he also kind of looks like a palette swap of The Amazing Atheist, another notable sexist YouTuber. Though I probably shouldn't be insulting someone's looks because I personally look like every Spider-Man actor morphed into one person and then they gained like 50 pounds. So I have to live with that for now. But so yeah, this guy just doesn't come off as comes off as pretty unpleasant. So I was like, okay, maybe I should react to his video and I could like debunk it while reacting to it. Oh, see what my reactions are to this video. Now, the only thing holding me back a little bit was that I didn't really want to give this guy any views. Like, I didn't want to just give this guy any money. Especially since he has over 1 million subscribers. Over 1 million subscribers. Now that bugs me because there's tons of really great YouTubers out there who don't have a tenth of that amount, who put lots of that effort into their videos. I mean, this guy seems like he makes multiple videos a day. He fills them up with crowded thumbnails. I'm imagining it's quantity over quality. So that's just my preconceptions right now. So I was like, I don't want to give this guy any views. But then I was like, I wonder, could I right-click on his video link, copy link, and post that into a YouTube video downloader? Would I be able to get the video? And I did. So, I'm going to be able to react to this video without supporting this guy financially at all. So, the quartering. I never heard of you before now, but my first impression of you is not very good. Let me see if this video changes my first impression. Now, I would warn you that I might pause a few times to explain my objections, and there might be a jump cut during this recording. I tried to figure out how to get my camera to stop it from automatically stopping from recording. As you can kind of tell, this video is completely extemporaneous. I'm pretty much just talking off the top of my head. I don't have a script. And so, yeah, I'm going to react to this guy's videos. There might be a jump cut. So I apologize for that ahead of time. And as I say, first time reaction. I have not seen this video before now. So, ready? I'm going to jump cut, and then we're going to start. Well, aren't you resourceful? Woke agenda? No one cares? Well, obviously you care. Deflecting sexton. Oh, yeah, he didn't place first in China. Oh, no. Not failing in China. Oh, no. You know, I bet if I looked up the box office returns from a bunch of really popular movies in other countries, you'd probably be disappointed. I actually did that for The Dark Knight, and I saw only made a couple $1 million in some other countries, but let me just continue. Oh, review, that's kind of right. A couple of reviews. Okay.
What's going on, everyone? And yikes, Wonder Woman 1984 off to a brutal box office start in international markets. And you could say that this is because of various lockdowns, but sadly,
yes,
it doesn't really apply here. As
why?
When you're comparing it to other films' successes or failures during the exact same period of time. Now, the very first Wonder Woman film was very good. I saw it in the theater. I enjoyed it. I think Gal Gadot is amazing as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man perfectly well. The Wonder Woman franchise is better off to have.
You know, here's the thing. I didn't really get that vibe from the first Wonder Woman movie. I just saw it as a hero who saw something bad happening, and she was like, "Hey, I want to go over there and fix it." It didn't really have anything to do with her not needing a man. In fact, I think the man was kind of a motivation. I think it was less of a motivation in the movie than it was in the original comic. I'm not a comic book reader, but it's she's like, "Hey, something bad's happening. I need to go fix it." And I think that's what made it compelling. I love movies where the person is motivated just because it's the right thing to do. There's tons of samurai movies I love that are pretty much that, like the Three Samurais. No, the Three Outlaw Samurais. Three Outlaw Samurais. Sorry about that. And the Second Lady Snowblood movie, and a couple of others. But let me continue.
The film, I think, ultimately takes several steps back. It's sloppy in its scripting and pacing. It's too long, and it also takes time to totally own Trump, apparently, which also isn't a great idea.
Why not?
Now, if you want to watch certain types of films and things like that, that's 100% you're right. Like, there's no doubt in my mind.
This guy is obviously having a lot of allergies because he keeps like wiping his nose, and honestly, it's driving me nuts because my nose itches also. So it's like, God, stop like wiping your nose. It's just driving me nuts. I didn't want to wipe my nose because it's like gonna make me look bad. But if this guy can keep constantly wipe his nose on camera and get a million subscribers, then I could probably like just scratch my nose and there, 2 million subscribers. That's how you get 2 million subscribers, just keep wiping your nose.
Wonder Woman 1984 will be a totally fine popcorn flick to watch if you already own HBO Max. The other thing we don't know is
Oh, so you do know it's on HBO Max.
Max uptake rate is. We probably won't know that for several weeks, maybe till 2020.
Oh, so it's almost like bringing up the box office irrelevant.
Really trying to push here. They're trying to push HBO Max numbers. When we see the United States cinema numbers roll in, it's not going to be comparable. Of course, it's going to do poorly in the United States. But if we look at just simply at the aggregate, the difference in the original Wonder Woman reaching a 93% critic review, 85% audience score, I'd say 85 is probably the right score for it. Certainly worth the price of admission, especially as a matinee. The second one drops all the way to 85 critic score, and there's plenty of negative reviews for it.
Okay, now here's the thing. The score has actually gone down, but he's bringing up that it got 85%, so is he gonna like say that's a failure? Because this actually comes into like something I've noticed. When it comes to people who are anti-progressive, when there's a film with a progressive leaning, if it's not a 5-star film, it's a 1-star film. Like, a progressive leaning film can't get away with just being okay or being like good but not great, or it's really good but it has a couple of problems. No. It's not a 5-star film, it's a 1-star film. But let me finish.
85 is not terrible.
Yeah.
And based on everything I read, I'm going to predict the audience score will come in the 70s, which, if you just...
Yeah, he was actually right about that guess.
If you want to put something on to just chillax and kind of turn your brain off, I'm sure this film will be fine. But there are some obviously concerning issues with it because you have, this in GQ.
Oh man, his inbox is like almost 2,000. Like, dude. I guess there's two types of people. I like usually try to make sure I don't have any like stuff in my inbox that's like left unread. I mean, yeah, it's mostly junk mail, so but I sort of scroll through. It's just based on Donald Trump. That's what the article's saying already. I actually saw an interview, and it's apparently not. The Pedro Pascal isn't sure if his character is based on Trump or not, but if he is based on Trump, so what? Movies have based villains on Trump since the 80s. So, also, Trump's a horrible guy, so, yeah, maybe some villains should be based on him. Though, from what the clips I've seen, the only similarities so far is that he's a businessman and that his hair is somewhat similar. Like, teensy bit similar, which, not even that similar, but let me continue.
Or as the villain is based on Donald Trump, who cares? Well, people care. And if you care too, by the way, there's a great way to stay up on my videos. Leave a like, leave a comment.
I'm not going to do that.
I can't say the word, but there's a red button down below there, and you should consider clicking.
Why can't you say the word? Do they demonetize you for saying subscribe?
Saw this shining through its quietly revolutionary imagery. But Christmas gives equal parts of thrilling, comedic, romantic, and action-packed, joyous, wacky, and deeply enjoyable. Needless to say, the initial reaction to Patty Jenkins' Wonder
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's also been a lot of positive reviews, so they're not wrong. And I don't know if that's, but uh, I don't know. It's, I mean, most movies get a few bad reviews, so I don't know what's a big deal with. But I mean,
It's a film that I definitely would not have paid $15 to see in the theater. But I'm not like a diehard Wonder Woman fan either. Like everything in the media nowadays, Donald Trump was behind it on winning. Pedro Pascal's antagonist, the Max Lord character, is a cardboard cutout of Trump, a 1980s shyster who literally cons his way to becoming president by promising things he can't deliver. All while wearing an oversized double-breasted suit, he has a raging inferiority complex, floppy hair, and lives in gilded office block. Everything about him is fake. His business is secretly a worthless pyramid scheme that relies on outward display of extreme consumption. It is literally the media's interpretation of Donald Trump.
and it seems kind of accurate because he is a huge liar. He does con people. I mean, he pretty much lied to the America about the coronavirus pandemic, and I am thinking he did it to try to get his supporters out to go vote because he was like, "Oh, if my supporters don't take the pandemic seriously, then they'll go out and vote, while the Democratic voters would stay home or try mail-in ballots." But that's okay. I'll try to delegitimize that. I would try to say those are fake. Sorry. Sometimes being extemporaneous has its drawbacks, but let me continue.
That's who this is. Whether or not you like Trump, that's not what this is about. When you go down this route, when you decide that you want to get woke,
Get woke?
there's a price to pay for that. There are
Okay.
people that just don't want to see that. Even Bleeding Cool, which is an absolute shill website, calls Wonder Woman 1984 a middling sequel that is fine in the end. Imagine being acceptable with fine. I know 2020 has beat a lot of us down, but I would ask that you maintain your dignity and your standards for the film industry.
Okay, so you like saying that. Okay, so it's kind of exactly what I said. If it's not a 5-star film, it's a 1-star film. I mean, seriously, dude. I mean, if it's an okay movie, then you give it a review saying it's fine. Like, some movies aren't gonna blow you away. Some movies are just gonna be like, oh, that was an entertaining way to spend 90 minutes, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. That's totally okay to say fine. Like, we're not. He didn't give it like a 10 out of 10 review. They gave it a 7 out of 10. They were doing their jobs of reviewing a movie. So, yeah, we should be okay with fine sometimes. Sometimes a movie is just a way to, like, lose an hour and a half or 2 hours. And, that's okay. That's, sometimes people just want to, like, sit down and have some fun and not, like, think about the world for, like, a couple hours. Though, I guess this guy's going to argue that he reminded us of the world because the villain might be based on Donald Trump.
Not accepting a movie that is just fine. I suppose I'll watch it, but I'd rather watch Fat Man, a Mel Gibson wacky film with a mini Ben Shapiro in it, than a middling, another regurgitation of a superhero film. I'll probably, have to judge it for myself.
Okay, so he has not seen this film yet. Yet he seems to be making so many like judgments on the film based on a couple of reviews. So this is kind of presumptuous of him. So he hasn't seen the film yet. I haven't seen the film yet either, so I'm not like making any comments about the film's quality. For all I know, this film might be terrible, but I'm not going to say if it's good or terrible yet because I have not seen it yet. But let him continue.
A lot of themes. The movie's too long. The plot is too windy.
I've heard of that too.
Druff stuff. And then you see Gal Power. Gal Power is Wonder Woman 1984, the first Me Too superhero movie.
Okay, then now let's see what this guy thinks about the Me Too movement. I'm holding my breath about it. since this guy kind of got banned from from a few Magic the Gathering tournaments. Actually, from what I read, it's all the tournaments because of harassing a female cosplayer. So I'm imagining he's not going to say something nice about the Me Too movement, but maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll surprise me. Now, me personally, I've never been banned from anywhere. Well, except for like a film group on Facebook, but that's because I called out the person who ran the group because he was kind of like saying really ignorant things. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of ignorant. And he did not like that, so banned. And I have no regrets. Let me see what he says.
What? There's a scene in Wonder Woman 1984 where the luminous Diana Prince glides into a crowded party.
Now, does he glide?
But this is no Cinderella moment. With admiring glances and a collective gasp, it's an expose on harassment. The camera switches to Diana's POV, and we experience a series of persistent, entitled men cracking on to women who are clearly not interested. It's a rare case of superhero movie showing everyday isms from a woman's point of view. Oh, I can't. Oh, sign me up. I mean.
Oh, wow. Oh, too bad. You might actually have to like learn about like what women have to deal with. Wow, you might actually grow as a person if you like have to like learn about what women have to deal with every day. You might learn something about empathy. You might be a more informed person. But, oh my God, they're pointing out sexual harassment. That was Wonder Woman in 1984, that first Me Too superhero movie. I'm gonna say that might not be accurate because in Captain Marvel, she stole the bike of that douchebag that like told her to smile. So I would say that one kind of like beat it to it. But yeah, there's some. I guess they're making some of the feminist stuff a little bit more explicit in this film, which isn't a bad thing at all. There's nothing wrong with telling about women's experiences on like the bigger screen in a movie that is more people are more likely to see. Though I do notice he kind of like moved away from the box office, like he never explained about like how it made sense that Wonder Woman didn't make that much money at the box office so far. But let him continue.
What I've been dreaming for. Men bad in a Hollywood movie?
Ooh.
What a great thing. It's not like this isn't a two-way street. It's not like there are men gushing or women gushing, both really gushing over Chris Pine. There are movies like Magic Mike that exist. I mean, are you joking?
Oh, sometimes women like find men attractive. Well, it's a kind of but it's not the same thing. I know women find Chris Pine attractive, and I know Magic Mike exists, but that doesn't exactly cancel out all the sexual harassment and all the male gaze portrayals in way more movies. And yeah, sometimes the opposite happens. I have been sexually harassed twice, but that doesn't erase women's experiences. Like I personally, when I was sexually harassed, I didn't feel unsafe because I didn't think those women were gonna like pull out a knife on me and stab me if I said no. So it is not the same thing. But let me talk. Let's this guy talk about all the sexual harassment he's dealt with. I imagine he deals with a lot of sexual harassment. Let me say.
That this is one-sided is hilariously absurd.
They never said it was one-sided. They never said like men don't get sexually harassed too. It's just more prominent with women.
From Patty Jenkins, a film director and co-writer who has developed the accessible feminism of 2017's Wonder Woman in tune with the times. Since the release of the first film, the claims against Harvey have emerged. Time's Up movement were born, which we now know was a scam, but this article ignores that.
I'm gonna like. Okay, one thing I'm gonna probably double check some of his claims. Like if there's a claim I can't like debunk, I might check it. I don't know if Time's Up was a scam or not. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But Me Too wasn't a scam because these people I have to mention that because there were also men who were part of the Me Too movement, like Terry Crews and the guy who accused George Takei, the guy who accused George Takei. There were a few men in that movement. So, yeah, it's not just a women's movement. It's just mostly a women's movement because sexual harassment happens more towards women, especially in Hollywood, since men typically have more power. And so, like, a powerful man is like, hey, I can get this woman to do whatever I want. I mean, we see this happen, like, a lot, even in cases that are, like, non-sexual. Like, David Fincher recently made Amanda Seyfried redo the same scene over a week. And I'm probably going to eventually make a video about why people should stop idolizing Fincher. I really wish they stop idolizing Fincher. This has nothing to do with his movie quality. This is just what happened. He's just not a very good person. But I'll look up if the Time's Up movement is a scam. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Let's keep going.
Of course, the PJ called these guidelines the first steps in changing Hollywood's culture, says Helen O'Hara, author of the forthcoming book, Women versus Hollywood. They signal that those changes, that those in charge of they take harassment seriously.
It's harassment.
Signals that have not consistently been sent through the Hollywood history. Really, the opposite has sometimes been true. Throughout Wonder Woman 1984, Diana and her new friend Barbara.
He skipped a line in the article which says, with access to young women treated as a perk for the job for senior men. He skipped that line. Maybe he did that for the sake of making this video shorter, but it's kind of interesting he skipped that line.
Endure unwanted male attention, from the chat-up lines to just plain getting too handsy. It suggested
Maybe he doesn't want to get demonetized because that's not what the article said. It said sexual assault. Now, I have heard cases of videos getting demonetized just for mentioning that word, so maybe he's just playing it safe.
That this is a factor of both Diana's reclusive lifestyle and Barbara's dark desire for power. In films where a formerly weak woman gets superpowers, she will lash out against men who harass, points O'Hara. Catwoman did it way back in 1982 with Batman Returns.
1992.
And the Halle Berry film in 2004. She also references Hit Girl in the movie. In her movie, interesting, a lot of these women are anti-heroes or morally murky.
Okay, now this isn't about something he said. Why is Hit Girl being used as an example? Like, she was a little girl who was pretty much like used by her father to fight crime for petty reasons. Like, the men who took advantage of her, we were supposed to feel bad for when he got set on fire. Like, that, I honestly don't like Kick-Ass, but that might have been one of the reasons. I don't have any problem with a little girl killing grown men. It's just that the father, used his little girl to fight crime for petty reasons. Petty, almost no reasons, as far as I can remember. So, I don't know why O'Hara is using Hit Girl as an example. Maybe she could have used other women as an example, like maybe the bride from Kill Bill, or if she wanted to sound extra smart, maybe she could have used Lady Snowblood, though Lady Snowblood is like the ultimate revenge movie. Like, her mother was assaulted, and so she's going after going after the people who assaulted her. And I say, but let me continue.
Figures. Well, who doesn't want to see a Me Too superhero film?
Well, I guess you don't. I think I remember hearing that Idris Elba said that Me Too is only a problem if you have something to hide. I think he was right. I'm not accusing this guy of anything. but he did get banned from Magic the Gathering tournaments for, for harassing a female cosplayer. So, honestly, let this guy continue.
Apparently, everybody. Box office Wonder Woman 1984 opens to
Everybody? Did he say that? Okay, this is him claiming that because of the feminism angle that wasn't really present in the advertisement was the reason that the movie bombed. This is him pretty much saying that.
full $18 million in China for a $38.5 million foreign start. The superhero sequel had hoped to clear at least $35 million in the Middle Kingdom, where the box office had a major recovery after lockdowns, but is now showing signs of slowing down again. Wonder Woman 1984 opened to an underwhelming $18 million in China, behind expectations and less than wondrous start of Warner Media as it embarks on its bold plan to release films in both theaters and on HBO Max. The Warner Brothers DC superhero pick placed number 2 behind The Rescue, a new Chinese film that debuted at an estimated $35 million in total.
So a late native film made more money than a foreign film. I've never heard of that happening before. It's not like that happens all the time in America. I mean, if I can imagine like some French guy who's like, "Oh, this feminist film like bombed in America, so it means like feminism is dead now."
Wonder Woman opened to $38.5 million overseas as it began rolling out in 32 territories ahead of December 25th. Debut on HBO Max and in theaters that are still open amongst the lockdowns. This included $5 million from IMAX theaters.
Okay, I hope I didn't miss too much from that jump cut, but so The Rescue is the third in a trilogy of movies that were huge successes in their native country. So, Wonder Woman losing to a native film that was a huge box office draw is not at all surprising, but it's really not. Like, it's kind of silly to use that against it, but maybe he's not. But I noticed that the article is kind of saying that that the box office in general is slowing down, not just for Wonder Woman, but in general. Maybe because the coronavirus is surging again. I mean, at least in America. Maybe it's doing it in a few other countries too. Maybe countries with better leaders. Like more than 200,000 people are dead. But don't you dare make fun of the person who was kind of responsible for that because he mishandled a pandemic.
So, in North America, Paul W.S. Anderson's Monster Hunter, starring Mila Jovovich, topped another dismal weekend to an estimated $2 million debut, according to Sony, which is releasing the video game adaptation domestically. Monster Hunter also stars TDS suffering Ron Perlman. Less than 37% of theaters in the United States are presently open, with many major movie-going markets like New York City and LA off limits. Universal DreamWorks Animation, The Croods, A New Age, followed an estimated $2 million in its fourth weekend domestic tally of $27 million and $84.7 million globally. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if any of these, what the uptake is going to be in the VOD world, right? For me, I think when the initial lockdowns were there, I felt like I wanted to support. I think what was Sonic? I feel like Sonic was like $30, which is absurd. But I think
what movie theaters are you going to? $30. I never been to a movie theater that costed $30. Like, is this like super 3D IMAX where you're in the middle of the movie, a prostitute comes in and has sex with you? That would probably be very cheap for a prostitute. What, did you go to the whore theater? Not whore, the sex worker theater? I bet you did.
20 or 30, it was too much. A premium VOD should be like $8.
Oh, he's talking about the VOD, not the theater. Wait, Sonic wasn't on VOD. It came out in theaters before the lockdown. The movies that were like pretty high on VOD were like Trolls World Tour and the remake of Mulan. Those were the movies that were like really expensive on VOD. I don't remember Sonic being on VOD. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'll check that one too. But as far as I remember, Sonic came out before the lockdown, and it was like a pretty huge hit. Like people are saying, "Oh, it's going to be the highest-grossing superhero movie of the year." Might still be. But let's see.
They have literal, close to zero distribution costs. Wonder Woman sequel falters at international box office. I don't think that this film is going to do awesome.
Why?
I don't know that HBO Max is going to see huge uptake.
He's looking on HBO Max.
Really, they have obviously the Christopher Nolan cut, and
I think he means the Snyder cut, because Christopher Nolan hates the hell out of HBO Max. He called it the worst streaming service, which it's a bit weird because there's like Blaze TV, which is a conservative streaming service, and there's a few other streaming services like WWE Network. That's a bad streaming service because you can only see WWE content, or maybe some WCW content. I don't watch WWE for many reasons.
Wonder Woman. But you see, HBO Max, we're gonna see the HBO Max debut. Wonder Woman 1984 charts the future of Hollywood.
Oh, so he's going into uncharted territory. It's like he's like pulling up new articles. Let's see what he gets from these new articles. It's an exciting thing.
Debuts in the U.S. on Christmas Day. The Warner Brothers film.
I apologize if I keep looking over there. I'm trying to make sure the video doesn't go out.
See a film that they just really want, and then they'll end up paying for HBO Max. It's entirely possible.
It's $15. It's $15. Like that's not that much. I'm not going to pay for HBO Max. If I do go see Wonder Woman 1984, it's probably going to be at a drive-in theater, which is how I saw Tenet, and I enjoyed going to a drive-in theater. So, let's continue.
Additional value, yeah, this is just a home run for anyone who already has HBO Max, but I don't know if it's going to entice me to sign up for another monthly subscription service, especially in light of almost all of them sneaking pricing up every couple of months. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Oh. That was a bit of an abrupt ending. Huh. Okay, so that guy said quite a few things that rubbed me the wrong way. It's just I thought about watching his other video on Wonder Woman where he is pointing out some of the bad reviews it's getting, but it's probably going to be both the same. I guess it is easy to make a lot of videos a day if you just record your screen on the computer and just talk about like your thoughts, which isn't a bad idea. Like that's not a badly produced video, but at the same time, I feel like some of his opinions are disingenuous, like his whole sarcastic approach to the Me Too movement. Like, oh, how dare we have movies about what women have to go through? I mean, see, I'm wearing a shirt from the Alamo Drafthouse. This is a Pam Grier movie. I've not seen a Pam Grier movie yet, but I understand that in the 70s, there were tons of movies about women fighting sexist men. Now, do they hold up today? No, but it was definitely there. And as for this guy, he definitely said quite a few things that I took issue with. I think I already said that. Extemporaneous has its drawbacks. Now, what's the real conclusion we could get out of this video? Well, Wonder Woman 1984 isn't doing well in the box office because there's a global pandemic on, and it's debuting on HBO Max. And it's not doing good in China because, as the article said, movies in China, the China box office has dropped, and it also dropped in Europe. Maybe it's because there's a surge of coronavirus coming on, maybe some new strains coming on. But yeah, like some movies, studios aren't doing too well, so using box office to determine a movie that is debuting on streaming services is asinine. It will be like if I claimed that Avengers Endgame wasn't a hit because it didn't make that much money off of Blockbuster. Wow, that was not a very good video overall, but I enjoyed making this video. I'll definitely make more reaction videos in the future. Now, I hope you all have a lovely day. Except for you, Quartering. You need to fix your problems with women. And maybe apologize for that female cosplayer you harassed. Maybe you could be let back in the Magic the Gathering tournaments if you just decide to be a good boy.